So there is a way to think which is earthly, which is carnal, which is of the flesh. And there is a way to think which is of the heavens. And this is that spiritual way of thinking. So walking in the Spirit involves a renewing, a retraining of the mind. Living and walking in the Spirit in order for sin and death to no longer reign in your members is only possible because you acknowledge and enter into Messiah's death, burial, and resurrection. Therefore, we are to set our affections, think, set our minds on those things that are above. For we are dead and our life is hid in Messiah. And as a result, live in him and shall live. Do we therefore owe anything to the flesh? Now the question, do we owe anything to the flesh, is one question. And the answer is, no, we don't owe anything to the flesh. Another question is, do we have license to sin? No, we don't have license to sin. And John describes sin as a transgression of the law. Where would Paul, the Hebrew, the Israelite, the Jew, get his definition of fornication or of uncleanness and inordinate affection? Paul would get his definition of uncleanness from the text to tell him not to be unclean. If you scour through the New Testament Bible, you will not find a definition of uncleanness. So how, therefore, as a Christian, knowing that uncleanness is of the earth, it is earthly, it is fleshly, do you prevent yourself from being unclean? You go to the place where it defines uncleanness. See, Paul is not giving us license here to sin. He's instructing us and informing us that when you come into Messiah, you get freed from the law of sin and death which is in your members. Because Messiah died, you enter into his death so you can live as he lives. As a result, our minds need to be focused on the spiritual because we should be walking in the Spirit.